One more time. Still gathering. Hey, get out of there. There we go. Welcome, everybody. We're doing it. Maybe you already love Safe and Sober. Maybe you decided you want to love Safe and Sober. Well, Safe and Sober is here to be loved. Hey, welcome, everyone, to the Mystery Hours Safe and Sober Fundraiser. We have a great day planned for you. Here's how we're going to do it. Once an hour, on the hour, for 6 hours, we'll feature an interview with me interviewing someone connected with Safe and Sober so that you can fall in love with it. And it's a fundraiser. So we want you to help us out. Help support Safe and Sober. Which camera am I using? Oh, there's two cameras. That one, I don't like that one. Safe and Sober, this fundraiser is brought to you by Cox Health. We appreciate Cox Health. You think about that, like maybe you before were like, Cox Health's pretty good. And now like through all this pandemic, you're like, Cox Health is amazing. So we appreciate Cox Health so very much. We are doing a fundraiser. Safe and Sober, you know, there's some things that during this pandemic have grown. Safe and Sober is one of them. It's now in 10 states. You may have known Safe and Sober years ago and said, oh, what a cute little local thing. It's now in 10 states doing cutting edge material, reaching students in very meaningful ways, addressing mental health and substance abuse in a way the other programs aren't doing it. And so I have worked with Safe and Sober for a number of years in different capacities, and I'm so excited to do it again. So we are doing a fundraiser, and we got a goal. Let me show you what the goal is. Here it comes. If you've seen me do something like this before, there's the part where I have to, is that it? There it is. There's our goal, $30,000. We want to raise $30,000 today, and we can only do it with your help. And if you're wondering if it's a worthy cause, it is such a worthy cause, and hopefully during the day, you will find out exactly how. So this hour, we're going to hear from Kurt Larson, who founded Safe and Sober. And some of you guys are checking in. We are live. We're live. Brandy Harris, Boys and Girls Club, says heart, 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 and then the hand one. Hi, you can read it. If you want to donate, we have it in the comments. We also have it at the top of our Safe and Sober page. So we got the Safe and Sober Facebook page pinned to the top. We got it there, and we also got it in the comments here. So let's get rid of that. We also want to thank our corporate sponsors. As a lot of, as is true for most nonprofits, there's the individuals who support the nonprofit, and there's the companies that do it, and we appreciate both of them. Here are our corporate sponsors: MoDOT, I'm moving around too much, MoDOT, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Larson and Miller Injury Law, Great Southern Bank. Thank you guys so very much. Just please clap every time I say a sponsor. Be like, wow, that's really great. And see if the other people working also at your house are like, what's going on in the other room? Just clap, okay? So, what else do I want to tell you about? This hour is brought to you by Elite Promotions. Thank you to Elite Promotions. We got our goal. Also, there's an auction happening. I'm trying to set everything up right now. I'll come back. I won't tell you each hour. I won't tell you as much stuff. I'm trying to get everything set up. There's an auction happening. And the auction is extremely awesome. There's gourmet food, golfing equipment, home goods, electronics, sports memorabilia, trips, and once-in-a-lifetime adventures. Listen to this. There's a Mexican experience. You can choose your location in Mexico, not Mexico, Missouri. Hamilton Broadway experience? Are you kidding me? Don't throw away your shot. Wireless headphones, solar panel phone chargers? That sounds cool. Kansas City Chiefs signed ticket collage? Dallas Cowboys signed ticket collage? Kobe Bryant signed collage? So go to yourcharityauction.com/sober. That is going on right now. It's been going on this weekend. And you know how like the lottery or something, you're like, I don't have a chance. There's too many people. This one's different. It's an auction, silent auction. So you're bidding, but you know, like there's not a million people bidding. You got a chance, man. Don't throw away your shot. Okay. So that's what these are. I'm just kind of looking at notes here as I go because it's too important for me to I don't want to forget things, basically. And I tend to do that. We are here in front of a large city, clearly, out my windows, a huge city. That's how important this is. All right. Let's do this. Kurt Larson founded Safe and Sober. It's really a cool story. Now in 10 states, almost 600 schools. And Kurt Larson had kids that were teenagers and said, you know what, we need to do something. So he did it. And it's still going. And it does amazing work. So we're going to hear now from Kurt Larson momentarily. Here we go. Here is Kurt. Kurt, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here, Jeff.
Now, tell me your title. Is it founder, co-founder?
Founder of Safe and Sober is the one that's probably most relevant today. My day job is lawyer, so those are the ones I go to most.
Yeah, and so you're the guy to be talking to find out kind of both the heart and the strategy behind it. So what's new at Safe and Sober?
Man, lots of things going on. We are celebrating our 15th anniversary. It's hard to believe, but in the course of 15 years, this program has gone from a local program in 5 public high schools, one of which our 2 children were in at the time. They were teenagers. And now it's expanded across the state of Missouri and beyond. My 2 teenagers are now adults and have brought me grandchildren. So time flies. And in that time, lots has happened. We've really expanded in the depth of content of our program as well as the width geographically. Let me kind of start with depth because I think I'm most proud of the substantive program that we have. You know, it began as me doing a one-night prom pledge to be drug and alcohol-free program, which is great, and it was wildly successful. But you know, once I really immersed myself in the community of prevention and got educated by others about how to deliver a program that is meaningful to our students in terms of changing behaviors and lifestyle, it became something that evolved into a year-long commitment to encourage each other to remain drug and alcohol free, to educate their parents on these issues, and to deliver curriculum to our schools that helps them talk about it, all free of charge. So it really began with underage drinking, because that was a huge problem 15 years ago and beyond. And what Safe and Sober is bringing to our students now is more of a holistic approach. We realize that their mental health, their emotional well-being is a big driving force causing them to turn to substance abuse in order to cope. So more on that later, but Safe and Sober is constantly keeping up with the trends, finding out what is hurting our youth and meeting their needs with the substance of what we deliver. And then, of course, geographically, I mentioned we've expanded. Really proud to say we're in nearly 600 schools. And It is because of our sponsors who've been with us for 15 years that allowed us to design an infrastructure to deliver this program wherever they are, whether it's in the classroom or at home or in a pod or in a tree or whatever it is. So that's exciting stuff too.
So there's both the expansion in terms of being in more schools and the expansion in terms of the messaging and looking at the whole of it, the mental health aspect of it. So why is the expansion of content important to today's young people?
Well, it's really critical that we stay on top of what is hurting our kids. And, as I mentioned, positive peer pressure was the theme of Safe and Sober in the past, meaning the counter to peer pressure is creating an environment where peers are leading each other to stay away from drugs and alcohol, because we thought that was the primary reason students are experimenting. And it's still a powerful force for kids. But if they're not in the classroom and not going to parties, then peer pressure is obviously not as big a factor. If people stay tuned today and listen to people smarter than myself, you will learn that the mental health issues facing our students today are really, really powerful. Anxiety, stress, depression. 1 in 5, maybe 1 in 4 students is dealing with a mental health problem, and many of them going unaddressed. So it's really important that Safe and Sober recognize what is driving our students to experiment with substances like drugs and alcohol to cope, not just for entertainment, not to go get drunk on the weekend, but to deal with life's stressors. And if you think about it, in the current climate where as adults, we aren't sure what the future looks like right now and worry about our businesses and the economy. Our students are making their way through school wondering if they're going to have a future, what that looks like. They want to meet the expectations of parents and do well and succeed in life. And it's really unclear whether they can accomplish that. So a lot of times we learn that they're, like I said, using alcohol, drugs, other products just to manage their way through life and cope. And that can become dependency and a larger problem that ends up being a roadblock to their success. So, sorry, long answer, but content, evolving with the times, following the trends, as adults watching this program evolve, you want us to meet the needs of your kids and your grandkids, and you want us to keep our finger on what the heck is going on in their minds and in their environments that's driving them to drug and alcohol use. So we're on top of it. We do focus groups with students constantly. Our staff of 2 paid people and an incredible board of volunteers are constantly reading the literature, watching the trends, and figuring out what Safe and Sober needs to do to meet the needs of our kids.
We've got all day. People will be tuning in every hour on the hour to hear all different aspects of it. But let's end with this. You have a special announcement to make, yeah?
Yes, I do. 15 years ago, when I first kind of started this thing with the help of others, we had a logo based on the primary colors. All of you have seen that logo that are familiar with our program. And frankly, it takes me back to kindergarten when we were painting with primary colors, and I still love it. And I have trouble with change. But in these focus groups, talking to students, we realize that it's an outdated thing, and we've got to evolve in that way as well. So I'm proud to be the guy who presents the new logo and branding of Safe and Sober. see it has a modern look. It's what the students want. It's cool, apparently, with people who are not my age. And actually, I've grown to love it as well. And I think it's just another illustration that Safe and Sober is keeping up with the times and meeting students where they are.
Well, that's great. Kurt, thanks for taking the time with us today, and thanks for starting the organization way back when that all of us are so happy to support. Yeah. Cool new logo. Cool new logo. Where did it go? Right here. Get out of here. Hello. That's the new logo. It's pretty great, right? And Kurt, you know what cool is. You are cool. You're cool. Here's what we're going to do. Thank you, Kurt, first for sharing that. I love hearing where organizations have come from and where they're going. And Safe and Sober started out small, and it has been growing and needs your support to continue doing that. So we're going to be back at 11 o'clock, and we're going to do that again, about 10 or 15 minute segment. And we're going to hear next, we're going to hear about mental health from Brian Vega. But first, on our way out, let me thank our virtual sponsors. We have American National Insurance, Mostly Serious, Missouri Trial Lawyers Care, and Strong Garner Bauer Trial Attorneys. So we want to be sure to thank them and thank you guys for continuing to support us. We're going to be here all day. 11 o'clock is coming up next. In the meantime, go to the auction and bid on some really good things. We'll see you guys back at 11. I'll have some music go out. There we go. See you guys back.